everybody. Welcome to our first show of Megan and Mac Cooks. My name is Megan.
And I'm Mac.
This is Mac. Mac, how old are you? Tell your fans.
5.
5, but you're going to be
6
in
11 days.
11 days until he's 6. So we decided to start our very own cooking show, and we're very glad that you're watching our first episode. Today, Mac, why don't you tell them what we're going to show them how to make?
We're going to make applesauce.
Applesauce, and we're going to do it in the Instant Pot so it goes super quick and gets done really fast. Why don't we start by telling everybody all of the things that we need for the recipe? Can you tell everybody?
So we need...
You can pick it up and show it to them.
We need an apple slicer.
Apple slicer.
And a vegetable peeler.
Mm-hmm.
And pie spice.
Mm-hmm.
And a lemon.
A lemon. We want to tell you that if you don't have one of these apple slicers, you can just use a paring knife, and you might want to ask a grown-up to help you with that.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to tell you about this pie spice. It's really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Tell them where we got it from.
We got it from Penzies.
Penzies is actually an online catalog. I guess you can get paper catalogs too, where you can order your spices and seasonings. But we are lucky enough that they have a storefront right here in Rockville, Maryland. And so we're able to go and pick out all kinds of wonderful, fresh herbs and spices from their store. And what do they have in the store that you really like to do?
Draw.
Yeah, what do they have?
They have crayons.
Crayons and paper and stuff.
Yeah, and paper.
And a little table?
Yeah, and a table to write on.
Yeah, so you can go in and help decorate the store. Mac donates a drawing every time we go, just about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the pie spice has in it cinnamon, vanilla, sugar, mace, ginger, nutmeg, aniseed, and clove. So you can use a mixture of that, or you can just use cinnamon. We really, really, really love this. It smells like Christmas, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
So good. It smells so good. We love using this. Whenever anything calls for cinnamon, we almost always exchange it for this Penzies pie spice. Okay, let's get started. What's the first thing we got to do? Oh, we have these apples. We forgot to tell everybody.
We have apples, too.
Where did we get them?
We got them at the farmer's market.
At the farmer's market. And these are seconds apples, which means they don't look beautiful. They've got some bruises. The color on them is kind of a little, I don't know, weird. I think these are Honey Crisp. That makes a really good applesauce. You can use any apple you want, though, in applesauce. It's really good. So, and seconds are totally perfect to use for applesauce because we're just going to mash them up anyway. You won't even remember what they look like. If you run into any bruises or something after you've peeled and cut them, you can just cut it right out. So the first thing we have to do is wash our apples in water. Then we're going to peel them and slice them up. So we're going to get started doing that, and we'll get back to you as soon as everything is done. Okay, we've peeled a couple of the apples, or most of the apples, and we're ready to get started slicing. And this is something that kids can help with. So Mac, let's scoot you a little closer. Mac's got his stool here. We're going to have to scoot the stool a little bit closer so he can reach the cutting board. All right, come on up. Here's our handy-dandy little apple slicer. Now, remember, Mac, this part of it right here is very, very sharp. It's a knife, okay? So I'll put it on the apple, and you help me press down, okay? Push hard. Ah, we did it. And then you just pop those out of there, and we're going to pop them into the Instant Pot, and once everything is done, we'll come back and show you how to get started on cooking it in the Instant Pot. All right, we have almost finished slicing up, and you can see all of this apple slices that we've made. Those seconds apples that we bought actually turned out pretty good. Only a few of them had a few little spots like that, and you can just take it with your paring knife and just kind of clean those up off of there and then slice it up, right?
Yeah.
So they're ready to go. Mac also noticed that it's okay, push hard. It's okay if you leave a little bit of peel on there, right? Why is that so good?
Because it has a lot of nutrients.
Nutrients, yeah. There's some of the best parts of the apple is right there in the peel. So it's okay if you haven't perfectly peeled your apples. And actually, a lot of people, did you know, make, that one flew up in the air, make applesauce without peeling them at all, and they make it with the core and the seeds in the applesauce. But who are we making our applesauce for?
Gus.
For Gus, he's just started eating solid foods. He's 6 months old, and we want it to be more of a smooth and creamier applesauce, right? We don't want it to be too chunky for him.
Yeah.
So we peeled it, and we're getting rid of our cores. Good, Mac. Push hard. And then you can feel like a strong man, right? Well, pull that out of there.
Oh.
Pop right out. We'll just set it aside. Okay, now, help me get all of this in. I have my Instant Pot liner right here, and we're just going to dump these apples right inside, okay? Here, Mac. Help me get these in. So we bought about a 5-pound bag of apples, probably, maybe a little bit less. Yep, as a chef, it's okay if you taste it. That's one of the benefits of being a cook, right, Mac? You get to taste what you're cooking. Tastes good?
Yep.
Yep. We got about 5 pounds of apples. This is gonna fill up. I have a
Some fell inside here, and then I
in your
just
finger. Yeah, there one fell right there. Can you get that one?
picked it out and then ate it.
Sounds good to me. I have the 6-quart Instant Pot, and so it fills it up. This is about as much as I would probably put in there in this size of the Instant Pot. Some people have an 8-quart. You could probably add more apples. The other thing to remember when you're using an Instant Pot is whenever you cook any recipe, it has to have at least 1 cup of liquid in there in order, it's a pressure cooker, so in order for it to come up to pressure and to create enough steam to cook, it needs at least 1 cup of liquid.
Yeah.
So we could use apple juice, we could use apple cider, but we're keeping it simple, and we're just going to add 1 cup of water.
Yep.
Dump that in there. The next thing we need to do is the lemon.
Yep.
You want a little bit of lemon juice in there because it just makes it taste fruitier. It makes apples taste applier.
Yeah.
So don't let any lemon juice get in your eye. I'm going to squeeze. We did it. I'm just using the juice of half of a lemon. We don't want it to be lemon flavored applesauce, but we do want that juice in there. I'm going to stir it up. Did you get it in your eye, or are you just thinking about it being in your eyes?
I'm just thinking about it.
All right, stir that up. We're also going to throw in a pinch of salt. A little pinch of salt. That's literally a pinch. Less than 1/8 of a teaspoon is a pinch. And my favorite, the pie spice. This is probably what I'm going to put in there is probably the equivalent of maybe a teaspoon. So I just want to make sure that all of the apples that I see in there look really cinnamony. So I'll show you in a second, look how much I put in there. We may add more. Let's toss those a little bit more, Mac, here. Good. Get them really, dig down to the bottom. Get every apple coated. It doesn't have to be completely coated, but does that look good? All right, let's show them how it looks. We want them to kind of look like that. Spiced apples. Yummy, yummy. Okay, we're gonna take these over to the Instant Pot and show you how they go in. All right, here we are.
Instant Pot is right there.
Here's the Instant Pot. It's a 6-quart. I'm putting the liner right down inside there.
Yep.
And you're gonna put the lid on. We want to make sure that this is on, what is it called? Sealing. We want it to be closed so that we get a good seal on it. We've got our apples, our water, our lemon juice, and our pie spice. It's ready to go. And we're gonna do manual for, sorry for the beeping, 8 minutes. So you type in 8 minutes, wait a minute, it'll beep. It's ready to go. So now we wait for it to come up to pressure, and once it comes up to pressure, it'll cook for 8 minutes, and then the machine shuts off on its own, and we'll have chunky spiced apples in there that are ready to get mashed up. So we'll be back in, it probably takes about maybe 10 minutes to come up to pressure, so a total of about 18 minutes or so to cook.
Yeah.
And then we'll have applesauce that tastes like it's been slow cooked all day long. All right, we'll be back when it's done. Okay, we got our Instant Pot is all done. It's very hot on top. Don't touch the top. Here, hold that down. It's been releasing pressure slowly. We did a natural pressure release for about 10 minutes. We're going to let the rest of the steam out and check on the apples, okay? So when you let the steam out, you want to make sure not keep your hand over here because some hot steam is going to come up, and you're going to want to make sure that everybody else in the kitchen is standing back away. So Mac, you're in a good spot. I'm going to step back a little bit and let the rest of the steam out. It makes a loud sound. Get ready? 3, 2, 1. Fire in the hole! So we'll give that a second to let the steam out. It's not dangerous, completely safe to use if you know how to do it the right way. I'm going to turn it off too so it starts cooling off. It automatically, once it comes to pressure and stays there, we set it for 8 minutes. It counts down and then it stops for a minute and just slowly starts to cool down on its own. And then you can turn it off when you come in to let the rest of the steam come out. Alright, I'm going to see if we can open it up. One cool thing about the Instant Pot is that it will not let you open it if it's not safe to do so. So right now there's still a little bit too much pressure, but now there's not. So turn it to the side and then open it away from you because there's going to be still some more steam in there. You don't want the steam to open up in your face.
Yeah.
And we have what already looks like applesauce. So I'm going to take it out, Mac, and show the camera. It already looks like it's ready to go. The inner pot is not that hot, but I'm using a towel anyway. And there's plenty of yummy juice in there. This is going to be really good, Mac. It doesn't even look like apples anymore. It's pretty much almost done. So Mac, I'm going to let you be careful with the pot. I don't want you to touch the pot. Yep. We're just using a potato masher to make it more applesauce. So yep, just cram it down in there. Yep, this is the fun part, right?
Yeah.
Push it all the way to the bottom. Really use your muscles. Yeah, squish it through there because we don't want it to be too chunky for Gus. Yeah, it's still pretty hot, so it's not good to taste yet, but we will taste it very soon. Really get in there. Go, Try not to splash any on yourself because the liquid's pretty hot, right? How does it smell?
Delicious.
Turn this way so everybody can see your handsome face while you mash. Look at you. There we go. Keep mashing. Don't look at yourself. Mash. It got stuck. So mash that up and then let it cool off. You can taste it and see if it needs more pie spice. If you didn't use pie spice that has vanilla sugar in it, you might want to add a couple drops of vanilla to your applesauce. It's really, really tasty that way. If you're feeding it to a baby, you don't want to add any more sweetener because babies don't need anything added to it. But if it's the big kids eating and mommy and daddy eating, you can add a little bit of brown sugar. You can add a few tablespoons of maple syrup. You could add honey. There's all kinds of stuff you can add to make it sweeter, but honestly, it's pretty sweet to begin with. We're going to let this cool off. You know what else is another good way of eating this? While it's still warm, you can spoon it over top of ice cream. Yeah. That sounds good, right? Okay, guys, that's applesauce in the Instant Pot. It really was not a lot of work, was it? Pretty easy? Pretty simple recipe. We're going to feed it to Gus. Check it out. It's the perfect consistency. I might mash it a little bit more for Gus. You could also use an immersion blender or just pour it in your blender once it's cooled off. There it is. Pretty good. Thank you for watching our first episode of Mac and Mommy Cook. We have something exciting planned for the next one, and it involves a huge bag of these. What are we going to make?
Pickles.
Pickles are coming up next. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on our next show. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.